Okay, hi everyone. Hi everyone. There's my video. I wanted to show you some of the Zoom features that you'll be needing in this class, and I'm going to go through them step by step. There might be some other things you need to learn, but these are the basic ones to have a good class. So the first thing we're going to look at is live captions. So you should actually be able to see in this video that at the bottom of the screen there's captions, and these are live, meaning that as long as you speak clearly, you should be able to see, what's being said, just like when you're watching a movie. Now, if I shrink the video screen a little bit, it's a little bit clearer for the captions. I can also go down here to more. I can hide the captions if I want to see the whole screen, the whole video. But I think most of you, or many of you, will like the captions. You can also change the captions settings, so you can make the font bigger. You can see it's much bigger now. You can make it smaller. My eyes are pretty good, so I don't need captions anyway, but I usually keep them a little bit small. You can change the colors here. You can change the font. I do like, that's kind of, I don't like that actually. Let's just stick with Arial. And you can also put it on the video screen itself, overlay. Anyway, so those are a lot of different options. You can actually, I think you can also translate it. So when you're speaking, it can also go into different languages, although I don't think that's actually working right now. So let's just put it back to English. Anyway, so those are the captions. You can also change your name. So if you go to participants here, we don't need the captions right now. So if you go to participants, you can change your name. And a lot of you, when you sign in, it gives you like a generic name or your full name or the name of your device. So if you go here, you can just rename yourself. And personally, I don't like to use my full name. It feels a little bit weird, so I just usually put Chris K as my name. That's easy. Share screen is something that you all need to learn. A lot of you are not sure how to do it. So it's really easy. You just go to the bottom of the screen here and you click on share. Now, here's something you want to be careful of. Sometimes you don't want to share the whole desktop. So you might only want to share, like if you're using Google Chrome or Safari, or if you're using some other application like Preview. That's what I generally recommend. I usually don't recommend sharing the whole desktop. I usually recommend just sharing either the browser or maybe some application that you're using, okay? So, and you can also share sound, which is important when you want to share a video or some kind of recording. And you can also do different things here. So I can use it as a background so you can still see my face. I don't know if you still want to see my face, but so that's what you can do here. And so we're going to use this a lot in the breakout rooms so that you can share things with each other. And I'm sorry, my cat just jumped on the desk, so I'm going to have to take him off. He's probably going to come back on, but I'm sure you'll see him a lot during class, especially around 7 p.m. That's when he wants to go outside, so he'll start crying and bothering me when I'm working. I think he's hungry, so I'm going to feed him soon. I also recommend using the React, and now he's sitting on my notes. Excuse me. Okay. So you can also use what's called the React button. So down here in React, you can, so when I'm saying something or somebody else is speaking, you can do like a thumbs up, yay. You can do a heart. You can do a balloon. I don't know if that's celebration. You can just do a regular thumbs up, or you can do this kind of effect like the whole screen is a thumbs up. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's go back. You can also, so raise hand is an interesting option because a lot of times people just speak during a Zoom meeting, but this way, we can call on you individually. People can wait and take their turn. You can also use other things like I'm away, yes and no. So there's a lot of other options here too. Okay, and you can go into more options, but generally the ones they have here are enough. Maybe you're falling asleep during class, so you can do this one. so, so that's with the effect. All right, let's take that off. Chat is also, now there's nobody else in this meeting with me, but you can always chat. Hello. Right now, you can't really see it here because I'm the only person in the meeting. But when you're sending messages, you want to be careful because the default setting is to send to everybody. So if you want to send a message to me privately, make sure that you check that option, okay? And that's right here where it says everyone. So you want to change that to me or another person in the class if you want to send a private message. So just be careful. We haven't had any problems before, but just be careful that when you send messages, the default is to everyone, and then you need to change it if you want to send it privately. You can also ask for help. So I'm going to set up I don't know if I can set up breakout rooms if they're, yeah, oh, I can. Okay, so I'm going to go to the breakout room. And when you're in a breakout room, which are, where we have our little discussions, you can ask for help. Now, I'm not sure if I can do it here. Yeah, because I'm actually the host, so I don't need to ask for help. But when you go to the breakout room screen, you can actually ask for help. So, I'm in a different room, right? I'm jumping from room to room. I could be in the main room. I could be in another breakout room. But if you need to contact me, like you need some help, then if you go to the breakout room option, there will be a little icon that says, like, I think ask for help or something like that. Okay, so you can, sometimes students use that when they have technology problems or if people leave their room or things like that. Okay, so let's get out of here. Okay, another thing that's very useful is the annotate feature. I'm going to hide the captions again. We don't need that. So when I'm sharing the screen, so I'm going to share this preview here. So when I'm sharing my screen, what I can do is I can use this annotate feature. So if I click there, and then I have all these different options. Now you don't really need to do all of them. The main things you need are just like the draw. So you can draw here. Okay, this is my cat, by the way. Or you can put some text here. This is my cat. So you can make that a bit bigger, bold, something like that. Okay, then I can move this around. You don't really need to do too many features. I'm just giving you that suggestion there. Okay. So mainly you'll just be using draw. Just kind of the basic stuff if you want to point stuff out. Okay. Now if you need to use that more extensively, then I'll show you how to do that later. But this is the basic features, just to draw on the text. And of course you can erase things as well. Really, you just kind of play around with it and you'll see. Okay. Another thing I use a lot is polls or quizzes during class. So this will pop up here, and then what we'll do is you'll just kind of answer anonymously. So I have questions here. Okay, this one's pretty easy to use though. I don't need to explain too much. Now, here's the thing that a lot of students aren't aware of. Two things actually, and then we'll close out. So the first is your background, right? So a lot of students, they don't like to turn their camera on because they're worried about people in the background walking around, or sometimes they're in a room. They want to have some, maintain the privacy of the room, or maybe the room is very messy, or they're in a very small room or something. So what you can always do is you can always change your background. And I understand because I'll show you my back. Well, you can't really see because I use curtains to block off my kitchen and the front door. I don't like that to be in the background. I just don't like it in general, so I actually blocked them off using curtains. It's not very dirty. It's just you don't need to see anything there. Also, it's very distracting too. So this way it's very clear. But I always have a background anyway. So you just go to the video here, and then you go to video and effects settings. Now what you can do is you can go to virtual backgrounds, and I already have a lot of different options here. So I'm going to go to virtual backgrounds. I'm going to go to the plus, add image or video, and I'm going to add an image. So maybe I want to use my cat yawning. I don't know. It's just an example. So I'm going to my desktop and I'm using this file. And now it's my cat yawning. So you can use any image you want, right? It could be a photo from a vacation. It could be something from the internet, whatever. Okay. And so I like to use this one mainly because it looks like a living room. You don't need to do that even. You can just do what's called blur background here. So if you go back to this video option here, you can just click here for blur my background. And for most people or many people, that's enough. And it maintains some privacy. And also, it's not just privacy, it's also, it's very distracting sometimes when there's a lot of things in the background. Okay. And there's other things you can do as well. You can use filters, these video filters. I like to use these sunglasses sometimes just as a joke. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick. I'm a pig, right? So you can do these little things, but I don't recommend using these too much. Maybe just sometimes for fun. Okay, give myself bigger eyebrows. I already have a mustache and beard, I guess. So yeah, you can use these other options, but they're really not that important. Okay, let me take these off now. Okay. And the last one is your profile picture. So a lot of times when I'm away from the computer, I turn my camera off, or if something's happening. And a lot of times you're turning your cameras off too. So how do you change this picture, right? So usually it's just your name, but what you want to do sometimes is you might want to have a picture. So if you go to the Zoom account, let me sign back in. Okay. So if I go back to my Zoom account and I go here to my profile and then my account, and then I just go here and I just change the picture. So I can change it. I can choose another photo. I have a picture of one of my cats from a long time ago. So maybe I want to use this one. He passed away 2025, so about a year ago. So maybe I want to use this picture, right? And I can just save that. And it's a new picture, right? So now I changed that one. But I don't really want to use this one. I like the other one. So let me go back here. Let me change it back. Okay. I might actually change this later anyway. This was just kind of a joke. Okay, and that's basically it for the basic features of the Zoom app. Of course, if you're using a phone or using a tablet, it might be a little bit different how you access these features, but basically they're the same features. Okay, and again, if you have any problems, we'll be learning as we go, so I'll be here to help you as well. And that's it. So I hope you get a chance to practice these, and we'll be using them, during every Zoom meeting. So little by little, you'll become an expert.